This is KOIN Local 6 News at 5.
He was hanging on to an ice chest to a cooler, and he says, forget me, go get my son. My son's floating down.
A 13-year-old boy swept away in the Columbia River. Fishermen saved 2 others. No one was wearing a life jacket. It is 5 o'clock. Happy Memorial Day. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Kelly Day. The official search is now suspended for that 13-year-old boy who is still missing after his family's fishing boat capsized in the Columbia River near Lady Island near Camas. We've learned the family was from the Puget Sound area. KOIN Local 6 reporter Lisa Balick talked with some of the fishermen who rushed to the rescue.
Searchers scanned the surface of the cold Columbia River, trying to find a boy who was out fishing with his dad and grandpa when he disappeared.
And we turned around and we saw him, and the next thing we know, we turned around and looked back, and all we saw was debris.
Camas fishermen Troy Campbell and Lawrence Tapia were out on their boat nearby.
We saw the life jackets floating down the river.
Yep.
They sped over in their 20-footer to help, calling 911, and quickly they spotted the missing boy's dad.
He was hanging on to an ice chest to a cooler, and he says, forget me, go get my son. My son's floating down.
They didn't see the boy, but they did see the boy's grandfather nearby.
He was just treading water, just trying to stay afloat.
Stay above, yeah.
Several other recreational fishing boats nearby raced over to help pull the men up out of the river and get them to shore.
And they had 2 kids' shoes that had come up and an adult shoe.
Fire crews from Portland, Camas, and Washougal rushed to the banks at both the Port of Camas and Chinook Landing Marine Park. They launched search and rescue boats. Search teams spent hours on the river looking for any sign of the missing boy. Meanwhile, recovery divers were standing by. But with no visibility, the dive teams needed a specific location to search.
When you dive out here normally, first of all, we put about 10 to 20 extra pounds of lead on just to be able to get to the bottom. When you turn your head sideways, the current will actually lift the mask off your face sometimes.
The fishermen say the rescued men were not wearing life jackets, and the father, they said, had tried to throw one to his son as their boat sank.
My stomach turned because I have a 13 and a 15, and I feel for that dad.
Reporting for you in Camas, Lisa Balick, KOIN Local 6.
And stay with KOIN Local 6 for continuing coverage on the recovery efforts. And coming up on KOIN Local 6 at 6 o'clock, don't let the same thing happen to you. How to keep your family safe on the water and what it could cost you in dollars if you do not use a life vest.